The NFL draft begins tonight. There's a few Colorado Buffalo players that have the hopes of being drafted. If not today, this weekend. We're going to talk about that in a second, so let's get to it.
Every other city I go, from Colorado to the Bayou I go. Y'all know the motto, get the info I know. My people know it's Mad Dog TV, let's go. To every other city I go. From Colorado to the Bayou I go. Y'all know the motto, get the info I know.
Xavier Weaver is one of the few players right now I can tell you guys that has a very good chance of being drafted. Now, you guys know of all the football players, he was one of the only football player to be invited at the NFL Scouting Combine. Now, the fact that he didn't participate at that combine is the reason why I personally feel like he will fall to the 7th round or maybe undrafted. He did run a good 40 at the pro day, but the fact that he didn't participate at the scouting combine, in my personal opinion, will put him a little bit under the A-ball. But I want you guys to also understand, just because you go undrafted doesn't mean you won't have a good chance. You actually can have more leverage by doing so. Next we have is Derek McClendon. Now, Derek McClendon is one of those guys I personally feel like will go undrafted. I feel like he had a very good pro day, and because of his pro day numbers, there's a few teams that are definitely interested in seeing what he can do. As I mentioned throughout this video, is that just because you go undrafted does not mean you don't have an opportunity. At the least, at the end of the day, if you get invited by any of these NFL teams, you are capable of being on their roster. They don't care whether you get, unless you go first round, you know what I'm saying, then okay, you have a good leg on your shoulders or whatever the case is. But if you go 2nd through 7 or undrafted, you have to compete. Now, you guys know McClendon didn't get as much playing time or as far as the numbers go, but when it's all said and done, he did enough at the pro day to at least gain some eyes from NFL teams. In particular, the Atlanta Falcons is definitely a team to definitely be on the lookout for. Now, there's no update as far as the Atlanta Falcons performance as far as his pro day. You guys know the NFL like to keep things hidden, so if he did perform very well, it wouldn't surprise me if he get an opportunity at the least as far as an undrafted contract. Next up we have is Roderick Ward. Now, Roderick Ward, of all the players, in my personal opinion, I really feel very good about. I think Roderick Ward has impressed numerous NFL teams, but you guys also know he ran a 4.47, would have topped 13 of the 19 safeties who ran at the NFL Scouting Combine, and I think that alone put him at the above the A-ball in my personal opinion. I feel like Roderick Ward can definitely get drafted 6th or even 7th round or a little bit higher than that, specifically because of what I just said. Now, NFL teams are out to get the best players. They ain't caring about the statistics, the pro day and all those things. They want the best players, so look out for that. Also, we have is Javon Antonio. Now, I feel like Javon Antonio, with his size, will get some looks from NFL teams. 6'4", 225, 17 catches, 209 yards, 2 touchdowns. I feel like that is not a lot to gain attention as far as being drafted, but with his size, may get him some looks at the least as far as undrafted. Guys got to understand this. There is 90-man rosters for camp, which means that's 90 players per team. So you times that by 32, then you can come up with that number. So I think Javon Antonio definitely would get an opportunity based off of his size, but it remains to be seen if an NFL team would give him an opportunity. Next up we have is Smoke. Now, Smoke had an impressive 40-yard dash. His statistics wasn't as good. He can also gonna go undrafted. I know some guys personally that didn't play college football at all, but just because they ran a fast 40-yard dash, they got an opportunity to at least try out. Because at the end of the day, guys, let's keep it a buck. These football players just want a chance. Unless you went to a very big school and you put up some crazy numbers, then you expect to be drafted very high. Other than that, you just want a shot, man. At the end of the day, you just want an opportunity, and I feel like Smoke is definitely one of those guys that just want an opportunity. He's not the biggest, he's not the fastest, he's not the slowest. He just need an opportunity along with the other guys like, Jordan Dominic, and the list goes on and on. So I just wanted to kind of give you guys an idea of what I think as far as this draft go. I feel like it's going to be a very good draft. I predict maybe 2-3 players get drafted. The rest of those guys have undrafted contracts, but it remains to be seen as far as that go. I want you guys to drop a comment and let me know if you guys agree. What players do you guys feel like will be drafted as far as the NFL draft or getting opportunities? And if you guys like the video, definitely subscribe to the channel. Peace.